good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Mornings with Mino. Okay, I am your host, Ramino Ward, aka Mino, and you are mingling with Mino in the mornings. All right, um, yeah. How's everybody doing? I haven't seen you guys in ages. Okay, well, in about a couple weeks. I know last week I was enjoying my time in Atlanta. Okay. I was visiting my grandmother. Yeah. I know that you guys probably have seen pictures on my Instagram and my Twitter and my Facebook. My personal Facebook, because I don't think that I posted any pictures on the Mingling with Mino Facebook, but I did post pictures on Instagram and Twitter. I shared it to Twitter at Original Mingler. Okay, so if you guys wanted to check that out, go on ahead and check that out. Show my grandmother some love. She turned 65. Yeah, she's a young grandmama, so definitely show her some love. Okay. Now, before we get started, as always, if you are watching for the first time, go ahead and drop the word live. Okay, so if you're watching live while I'm recording live, go ahead and drop that in the comments right now. Okay, drop live in the comments just to see, who's all tuning in. And if you are watching, a replay, go ahead and drop the word replay in the comments. So I'll say that throughout the video. Again, if you're watching live, go ahead and drop the word live in the comments. If you're watching a replay, go ahead and drop the word replay in the comments. Okay. Yeah, so how is everybody doing? How is everybody doing on this marvelous Tuesday morning? Okay, this is a marvelous Tuesday morning in Chicago. Chicago, one of the best places to be. Okay, the third largest city by population, Chicago, the Chi-Town. All right. Yes, that is where I'm located. I won't tell you where in Chi-Town that I am located because I don't want any unwanted visitors. Okay, so yeah, see, I don't want any unwanted visitors. Yeah, I know that sounds a little weird. So, but yeah, hey, I'm still in the process of getting my life together in the morning. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm glad to be back. Sorry I didn't, tune in to you guys last week because I know that, I was just adjusting to back to Chicago time. So, of course, I didn't, create any episodes last week, but I am back. I am back. I am back. And I am ready to rock and roll. Okay. I'm ready to motivate you guys. I'm ready to give you guys some inspiration in order to take you guys through your lives, help you guys with your personal growth efforts. Okay. Yeah, all of the above. Okay. So what I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to start off with a positive affirmation for today. And my positive affirmation for today is going to be stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. Okay. Stay true to yourself. Or in my case, stay true to myself. Okay. And so what do I mean by that? All right. So a couple of things. I feel like sorry, I was just adjusting my camera. I don't know. Yeah, I was just adjusting it just a little bit. Okay. So I know that we each have different personas. So when I say personas, the word persona, it actually comes, I believe, from the Greek, from the Greek language, and persona actually means masks. Okay, the word that persona comes from means masks. Okay, so I feel like with our each of our personalities, we have different elements of our personality. Okay, so we each have different masks that we have to wear. Okay, um, and with each mask, I feel like with the mask, they are what society sees. Okay, because obviously with our personality, we can see like our elements of our personality, explicitly. So we can see it, we can see each other's personalities out, with our like behaviors, with our emotions, stuff like that. But personality is not just something that is tangible. You know what I mean? It's not a tangible thing. Okay, so that means that it's not something that you can hold in your hand. Okay, and it's not a physical mask that you can just put on your face. Okay, it's a metaphorical mask. So with our personalities are unique to ourselves. Okay, definitely unique to ourselves. Each one of us has slightly different personalities. I feel like our personalities definitely can be compared to other personalities, so we can compare our personalities to other people and stuff like that. And, that's how we form groups. That might also be how you obtain a job, you know what I mean? Because I know that whenever you apply for a job, I know that some jobs have like these personality inventories. So these like little tests or assessments that you have to take in order for, because like your employer isn't going to see you, or your prospective employer is not, going to see you initially. They're going to literally just read your application. They're going to read a bunch of information about you, and they're going to have to take that information and see if you would be a prospective candidate for the position or positions that, they're offering. Okay. And so, with our personality, going back to personality, we are definitely unique. You know what I mean? That's one of the things that makes us unique as human beings, is our personalities. Okay. And so, again, my positive affirmation is staying true to yourself. So, how do you stay true to yourself? How do you stay true to yourself? Okay. And if you guys have any thoughts, go ahead and drop those in the comments of, staying true to yourself, or if you have any positive affirmations of your own, go ahead and drop that in the comments. Okay. So like I said, my positive affirmation is going to be staying true to yourself, or, in my case, stay true to myself. Okay. So again, personalities. We all have unique personalities. We all have different personalities. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us, that's one of the things that makes us unique as human beings. Okay. And our personalities can be defined by, again, our behaviors, can be defined by our emotions, how we dress. You see what I'm saying? How we interact with other people. You know what I mean? I know that with personality, people tend to use, like extroverted, introverted, other bubbly, you know what I mean? They have a bubbly personality. They have, just a, very happy personality, or, they might have a depressive personality, you know what I mean? And it might be characterized by certain behaviors that they have. You know what I mean? Or the person that we're referring to, whoever it may be. It might be all of those qualities, and then we as, the outsider looking at them. You know what I mean? We might say, yeah, they have a bubbly personality. They have a, they have an extroverted person. They look like they're very extroverted. They look like they're introverted. You know what I mean? And so when I say stay true to yourself, I feel like, what I mean by that is you have to embrace that unique personality. You know what I mean? You have to embrace your personality. Now, obviously, we live in a society that can be pretty judgmental. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Our society is very judgmental, in the sense of, we look at each other's clothes, we look at each other's, like statuses, so like socioeconomic status, you know what I mean, and other aspects of social status, you know what I mean. So it could be, where you're living, what neighborhood you're living at. It could be like whether or not you're living in a big house or a small house, whether or not you have a house. You know what I mean? Um, whether or not you're at a great job, you know what I mean, or a mediocre job like McDonald's, you know what I mean, or a decent job like mine. I mean, because I feel like mine is pretty decent. I feel like working in a group home with people with mental illness, I feel like that's pretty interesting. That's pretty decent. So, but our society is pretty judgmental, you know what I mean? And I feel like, we're constantly analyzing um, other people and making, like different judgments or, different opinions based off of what we're seeing, you know what I mean? And I feel like, a lot of the times we judge people based off of their unique personalities, you know what I mean? Um, and it's funny because it's like, you think when you're interacting with someone, especially like if you're trying to, like let's say acquire friends, or interact with peers and everything like that, it's just very funny to think that when you're interacting with that peer, relatively, I feel like most of the time, relatively you're getting to know them in like a short period of time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when you're interacting with your peers and everything, now you can obviously like stick with that peer for an extended period of time and get to know them, meet their family, acquire additional information about their personal lives, to truly say that, oh, yeah, I know this person, I've known this person for years and stuff like that. But when we initially interact with other people, it's just so interesting as far as, looking at their qualities of their personality and making that judgment on whether or not, we're going to, either keep this person around or, if this person is just going to be, a high and by situation, like you meet somebody on the bus, you talk with them and everything, you think they're interesting, whether that be good interesting or bad interesting, because, there's both. Hey, there's good interesting, there's bad interesting, there's even like, in the middle interesting, I feel like. um, but it's so interesting how we are able to, you know, look at these qualities in such a short period of time, look at these, behaviors, emotions from the person and kind of make these judgments based off of, those initial interactions. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's very interesting. Now, going back to my positive affirmation, staying true to yourself, again, I feel like it is definitely important to stay true in the sense of um, having those unique characteristics of your personality. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like you definitely you need to stay true because I feel like that's what is going to let people know who you are. You know what I mean? You often hear, oh, don't be somebody that you're not, or you know stick to yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, yourself is the only thing that you really have. You see what I'm saying? You cannot control other people. You cannot control, um, you know, under, other individuals. You know what I mean? You can't control them. You can control yourself, and you can, again, going back to the word persona, you can put on whatever mask. You see what I'm saying? Whatever mask of your personality that you have, you can put that on. You can't really put on other people's masks. You know what I mean? So you have to focus on yourself. You know what I mean? And you have to make sure that yourself is true. You know what I mean? And you're showing somewhat I mean, I would say a pretty accurate picture of yourself. You know what I mean? I know that sometimes, depending on the setting, we can't necessarily, or we feel like we can't necessarily show all aspects of our personality. So I know, for example, I'm going to give you an example. So there are certain aspects of my personality that I have to show at work. You know what I mean? That I feel like I have to show at work in order to keep my job. You know what I mean? And so there's certain aspects of my personality that I have to just keep to myself. But there's also certain aspects, again, that I have to show at work. I feel like was one of my qualities that, I love to show at work is my extroversion. Okay, so I'm very extroverted. As you guys may already know, I'm very extroverted. I'm very sociable. I love to talk. I love to interact with people. It's part of the reason why I'm doing Mingling with Mino, okay, and Mornings with Mino. All right, it's because I love to talk. I love to, I love to talk about just anything. I love to inspire. I love to motivate. I love to be up in your face. You know what I mean? Not really in your face. I promise. I'm not. I'm not really, in your face. Um, but I love to interact with people. I'm very. If it's a word, interactional. Sociable. Yeah, let's leave it at sociable. Okay. So, and I feel like that's a quality of myself that I had to show at work. You know what I mean? Um, a quality that I may not show at work um, would be my tendency to, like get escalated, in the sense of like, when I feel strongly about something, I definitely can be outspoken. I'm not gonna lie, because again, I love to talk. So I feel like with my love, for sociability and everything, that leads to, my outspoken character, so and going back to work, some of these residents, they like to say stuff that's a little out the way, the residents at my group home that I work with, because of course they have mental illnesses. Okay, so sometimes they may not have the most organized train of thought. Okay, um and sometimes they can be just outright rude with some of the stuff that they say. And with Romino, with one quality of Romino, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm like, okay, so what do you mean? You talking to me like look crazy, you know what I mean? You talking to me like you're a little crazy, so what's going on? You say that I'm X, Y, and Z, or you say that I'm acting like, how am I acting like that? I want you to justify how I am acting the way that you are accusing me of acting. So some of these, residents, they'll be like, I have one of these residents. He's pretty like, one minute he'll be cool with me. He'll be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? I hope you're having a good day. The next minute he's like, I don't like you. I don't like you. And I'm like, why don't you like me? You're just really mean, and and I feel like he says that because, like, I am pretty strict, I'm also pretty easygoing, but well, no, I'm, not all the time, but like, there's some times where I can be very easygoing, but there are other times where I just have to put my foot down. You know what I mean? I had to put my foot down. Okay. Because, that's the residential support specialist in me. I have to set those boundaries for those residents. Okay. To put my foot down. Especially with curfew. Okay. If you're not in by 10 o'clock, I'm sorry, you're not getting into that door. Okay. Now, there are some extenuating circumstances, and, depending on what mood I'm in, you know what I mean? I'll let you in and stuff like that. But, hey, if you're not in by 10 o'clock, sorry, bro. I guess you're going to have to go back to whoever's house you were at. You better make sure they have a pallet for you or something. Okay. But no, he'll be like, oh, you're mean, you're this and the other, and I feel like he says that because, I can be pretty strict, at times, like for curfew, for chores, because the residents have chores in the group home that they have to do. And I'm like, no, you got to do your chores. Sorry. Hey, if I'm doing my work, you got to do your work. I mean, we're all adults in here. Okay. And so I feel like, that's one of, again, like my outspoken nature, you know what I mean? I feel like that's something that I kind of have to dial back, Now there's sometimes, in the group home where I have to, be like, what you talking about? Because I'm not gonna take that, you're a piece of shit. Yes, I cursed. I'm sorry. Ugh. I'm sorry. But I'm an adult. hopefully the viewers that are watching are adults. If you are not an adult, I will make sure to try to bleep out any, profanity. Okay. But yeah, sometimes he'll be like, you're a piece of shit. And I'll try not to, I'll try not to curse, like, the F bomb and stuff like that. I'll try, or the B word, the female dog. Okay. I'll try to use, hell and shit. Okay. Excuse my French. For my viewers. Okay. But yeah, so, like, I feel like, he's looking at, again, whatever mask that I'm wearing at the time, whether it be, my strict mask or my easygoing mask, of my persona, my personality, and he's making that judgment, you see what I'm saying, on whether or not, he wants to interact with me at that time, Even though my resident has known me for the past year, it's always been this relationship. 1 minute he's cool. He loves the fact that I play the guitar. He actually wants me to bring my guitar on Friday. And I feel like that's something that kind of wins him over a little bit. Is the fact that I love playing the guitar, and he actually has a couple guitars in his room. So we interact in that sense. But yeah, so I feel like, again, there's certain, just depending on the setting, there's certain elements of your personality that you might want to show to people. And there's also, other elements that you might want to, keep under wraps, keep within yourself, until that designated time. Okay. Ooh, I got a comment. Thank you, Miss Sydney. Thank you. Awesome content as always. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, definitely. It is good to use your qualities to your advantage, but at the same time, it's good to keep them in check depending on the situation. Yep, yep, yep. Amen. Amen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Definitely. You said it great. You said it perfectly. Wonderful. Yes. So yeah, like I said, there's certain qualities, that you might want to show, and there's certain qualities that you might want to keep under wraps. But and something that we'll probably talk about on Thursday, because we're running out of time. Something to talk about, in continuation, because I think that we're gonna stick with this positive affirmation this week. I think we're gonna, say the positive affirmation for this week will be staying true to yourself. When you keep those qualities, like being outspoken, or whatever qualities that you don't want to show to the world, is that truly being true to yourself? Because that's a question that I've always asked myself, and I'm pretty sure that other people have asked, and that's something that I've always been curious about. When you have to hide those qualities in those settings, like work, or in just other settings, whatever setting that you can think of, is that truly being true to yourself? And I feel like there's not a right and a wrong. I mean, I feel like there's not a right or wrong answer. That's just something to think about. And I think that I want to explore that a little more in the next episode of Mino Mornings. Okay. So again, my positive affirmation today is stay true to yourself. Okay. As always, if you can, before I head off of here, go ahead and follow me on the socials at Original Mingler on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, where you will find some inspirational content and also some just, elements of my personal life. Okay. Let me know how I'm doing, okay, with Mingling with Mino and Mornings with Mino. Again, my podcast, Mingling with Mino, is coming out in August. It's coming out towards the end of August. And I think the next episode of Mornings with Mino, I will officially have a date, okay? Because I've been playing around with some dates, but I will officially have a date for you on the first episode of Mingling with Mino, okay? I also, yesterday on Twitter, I posted that I'm thinking of starting to do merchandise for Mingling with Mino. So I'll probably start off with like t-shirts. Okay. I would definitely like your feedback. Okay. And with the t-shirts, I feel like, they would have like, obviously my logo as well as, just like inspirational quotes. You know what I mean? Just inspirational quotes, motivational quotes, positive affirmations, you know what I mean? Plastered all over, either the back or the front or just everywhere. Okay. I have some ideas. Okay. And so, yeah, I definitely would like some feedback on that. So I'll probably, this wouldn't be for a couple of months. This wouldn't be until, the podcast gets going and everything. But I definitely want to, start doing some merchandise, just to kind of, help me with my brand, of course, but at the same time, be inspirational to the world, you know, be able to, inspire people. They can look at my shirt and be like, oh my gosh, that's the original Mingler shirt. Ah, yes, I'm mingling with Mino. Yes, you are mingling with Mino. Okay. Mingling with Mino. All right. Yes. So I definitely will give you guys, some stuff. Thank you, Sid. Thank you. Yeah, I plan on doing it. Like I said, I feel like that would be in a couple of months. Okay, once we get the ball rolling for Mingling with Mino. I'll also have shirts for Mornings with Mino. Okay. So yeah. And I'll just shout them out. I'll show them off and stuff like that. On episodes of Mornings with Mino, and I'll, hype them up on episodes of Mingling with Mino, the podcast. Okay. So yeah, and I'll, put them on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Okay. Of course, use hashtags Mingle2021 Motivational Mino. Use other hashtags. Hey, I've been using hashtags like motivation, success driven. Okay. Different hashtags. Drop some hashtags when you're interacting with me. Okay. That would be much appreciated. All right. And as always, I will see you guys on the next episode of Mornings with Mino. Okay. 12:30 p.m., 11:30 a.m. Central Time, Tuesdays and Thursdays, only on the Mingling with Mino in all capital letters, Mingling with Mino YouTube channel. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in, you guys. I love you. Have a wonderful day. And we will see you on Thursday. And last comment, I promise. Merch is a good way to get my name out there. Yes. So I definitely want to start selling merch in the near future. Yes. And I hope that you get some merch, Sydney. You will definitely be one of the people that gives me some advice, okay, on merch. And last thing, I promise. Last thing, go ahead and follow my friend Sydney, okay, the one who is commenting right now. She's doing wonderful. Thank you for all the comments, all of the support. Love you, love you. Go ahead and follow her YouTube channel on Vanilla Bean Latte Gaming for exclusive video gameplay. Okay, receive the latest updates on just different games that she likes to play. She likes to play Tekken. She likes to play Max Payne. Lots of different games. Okay, so definitely follow her. All right, at Vanilla Bean Latte Gaming on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, definitely follow her. Okay, if you need more information, let me know. All right. And as always, again, thank you for mingling with me in the mornings. I will see you guys on Thursday. All right. Ciao for now. You guys have been great. I love you and take care. Bye-bye.